What if the most explosive drama in Little People, Big World didn't happen on camera at all? What if behind the smiles, the farm tour, and the family dinners, a secret chain of events was brewing, hidden arguments, emotional breaking points, and even a shocking imagined arrest that no one ever saw coming? In this fanfiction retelling, we're diving into a scenario where Amy and Chris, after years of frustration and unresolved tension, finally reach their breaking point. A moment where they've had enough and decide to push back against what they feel is manipulation, control, and crossed boundaries. And on the other side, Matt and Caryn, caught off guard, blindsided, and suddenly watching their entire future spiral out of control as the imagined consequences of years of strained relationships finally crash down on them. But remember, this is not real. This is not something that happened in real life. This is a what-if fan-imagined story, inspired by the genuine tensions, complex emotions, and long history surrounding Roloff Farms that viewers have analyzed, debated, and speculated about for years. Today, we're stepping into that alternate timeline, a dramatic fantasy built from real feelings, real conflicts, and real questions fans have always wondered. What would have happened if everything finally boiled over? Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. For longtime fans of Little People, Big World, the emotional tug-of-war between Amy and Matt has always been part of the show's DNA. Their divorce may have ended their marriage, but it didn't magically erase the years of friction, hurt, and unresolved feelings tied to Roloff Farms. Add in the delicate arrival of Caryn, first as an employee, then as Matt's partner, and viewers quickly sensed that some wounds were far from healed. Even in reality, the tension was unmistakable. Clipped conversations, awkward negotiations, and moments where Amy seemed pushed to the side during crucial decisions about the property she spent decades building. But in this fictional what-if universe, those long-standing frustrations evolve into something far more destabilizing. It begins subtly, little things Amy and Chris start picking up on. A document Matt claims was finalized months ago, yet the dates don't match. A verbal agreement Amy remembers clearly, suddenly retold a completely different way. Meetings that should have been straightforward become clouded with half-answers and shifting explanations. Nothing explosive on the surface, but enough inconsistency to feel wrong. Chris, ever calm and methodical, becomes the anchor Amy didn't even know she needed. Fans imagine him stepping into the role of investigator, not out of hostility, but out of a quiet determination to protect Amy from being blindsided again. With his background in planning and organization, he begins piecing together small clues. Land assessments that seem off, a private deal involving a portion of the property, financial decisions that don't align with what Amy was told years ago. In this fan-created storyline, Chris's discoveries hint at something deeper, something Amy was never intended to uncover. And the moment those threads begin to tighten, the emotional stakes skyrocket. What once felt like old tension now starts to feel like a ticking bomb. This is the moment the roots of the explosion truly take hold, quiet, internal, and deceptively small, but powerful enough to spark the confrontation that will soon shake their entire world. As the story intensifies, Amy and Chris push deeper. They request transparency, paperwork, explanations, and what they uncover, at least in this fictional retelling, shocks them to their core. Viewers imagine Chris sitting at the kitchen table late at night, papers scattered everywhere, the soft hum of the refrigerator the only sound. He flips through spreadsheets, emails, and farm planning documents until he suddenly freezes. He looks up at Amy with a seriousness that cuts through the room. "Amy, you're not going to believe this." His voice is low, steady, but filled with the weight of something he can't ignore. In this fan-constructed version of events, the documents hint at decisions made without Amy's knowledge. Quiet moves, private exchanges, plans that shift the future of Roloff Farms in ways she never saw coming. Meanwhile, Caryn senses the pressure building. In this scenario, she fears the unraveling of decisions she and Matt had privately laid out, retirement shifts, investment strategies, even hints of relocation discussions whispered behind closed doors. Every step they took, every choice they justified as practical, now feels like a domino about to fall. The walls begin to close in. Matt, stubborn and defensive, refuses to be questioned. He pushes back, raising his voice, slamming doors, insisting everything was done by the book. But the more he tries to assert control, the more volatile the emotional collisions become. Every conversation feels like a battle. Every word feels like a spark. The tension spreads throughout the entire family. Siblings feel the strain. The farm workers notice the silence. Even the neighbors who have watched years of ups and downs sense something has snapped. And in this imagined retelling, things reach such an extreme that a heated confrontation erupts on the property. Shouting echoes across the fields. Accusations fly. And the neighbors, worried something has gone too far, make the call no one expected. Authorities arrive. In the dramatic twist fans conjure, Matt, caught in a storm of emotion, pride, and years of unresolved conflict, finds himself being questioned, detained, and ultimately temporarily arrested as the situation spirals wildly out of control. This isn't about guilt. This isn't about crime. This is about a breaking point, a moment where decades of pressure, pain, and buried resentment explode in the most chaotic way imaginable. A moment where the entire Roloff world teeters on the edge. In the end, this entire story remains just that. A dramatic, imagined what-if built from the real emotions, tensions, and shifting relationships fans have watched unfold over nearly 2 decades. None of these events happened, but the idea of them, this explosive chain reaction between Amy, Chris, Matt, and Caryn, captures just how deeply viewers are invested in the Roloff world. It shows how strongly fans feel about every decision involving the farm, every subtle interaction on screen, and every moment that seems to hint at unresolved history beneath the surface. These characters aren't just reality TV personalities anymore. They're symbols of loyalty, conflict, resilience, and the complicated ties that hold a family together or pull it apart. This imagined finale doesn't rewrite LPBW history. It simply reflects the passion of the audience who has followed the Roloffs for years. It's a tribute to the questions viewers still debate, the emotions they still carry, and the storytelling power this family continues to have, even in the world of fanfiction, what-ifs. With that said, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive dramatized breakdown, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more LPBW theories, recaps, and fan-imagined scenarios. Until next time.